And it's time for the second episode of Lights, Camera, Traction. Update, I shaved my head. So that hair
just in case you didn't recognize, this is Lucas Skylar Scott.
Hi, hello, and welcome to this nect chapter.
Welcome to our studio.
The studio, yeah, exactly. So this is one side of the studio. We've got all kinds of sides. There's many sides. It's an octa-talented studio.
Octa-talented? That means there's like 8?
There's 8 talents in here. We're 3 of them.
Yeah, the rest is all in my head.
The rest are Lucas's personalities.
Today, we're talking about a couple of things. So, for clarity, right? We do content, we do video production, we do marketing, we do business coaching. We help businesses understand how to connect more deeply with their clients and how to scale their digital presence in a way that's meaningful and drives results. And we do it for ourselves, and that's what this podcast is all about. It's about producing media on mass scale. So what do we do to get some kind of framework? I'll just tell you, we went to AI. That's the way to do it. And we got 3 talking points for this episode. Let me tell you what they are. We have emotion drives decisions. Ooh, interesting, intriguing. Trust. That's the real currency. Spicy, but not too spicy. You know, it's going to be fine. And clarity beats cleverness. So let's dive into the first one.
All right. So the first one was emotion. People buy on emotions.
Yeah. So the question is there a brand that you can remember that resonated with you emotionally, that helped you, or that connected with you, and that's what drove your purchasing decision? And you know what I think of immediately?
In the arms of the angel. The puppy in the cage.
Okay, great.
And you cannot hear that song without thinking
Seeing a puppy in a cage.
Right, okay, yeah.
An emotion, and then you're like, fine, take all my money here.
No, really.
Give me a
really,
barcode.
right?
No, scan the QR code.
Like people make purchases based on emotion, right?
But not just sadness, and it can be any strong emotion, right? Joy, anger,
Relationships. Every kiss begins with K.
Lust.
Trying to create
lust.
Desire.
Lucas always tells us, sex sells, sex sells.
It's the only thing that'll work. That and fear. No, that's not the only thing that'll work.
Fear.
But they are powerful motivators. I mean, desire and fear are like...
Because the other thing is people only give you money to solve a problem. If you don't solve a problem that they have identified that they have, then they're not going to give you their money.
Yeah, well, and that's like part of what we do is help businesses understand how to communicate to their clients so they can see that you do have a solution that's viable.
Yeah, and it's less about the features of your product or service and more about how it's going to solve the problem in their life. And I think that's where a lot of people miss the mark in marketing, is they want to lead with why they're like trying to set themselves as differentiators. We do this and this and this and this and this, when really the person really just wants to hear, how are you going to make my life better? Right?
Why is that product or service important to them?
Right.
Right? What problem are they going to solve?
And all that other stuff was noise that made them stop listening.
Right. Well, I think that there is a place for, features, right? But I think it's further down that buying cycle, like
it's building credibility, right?
After you have at the very top of the funnel, right, we have the awareness of your brand, of your business, but also even before then, awareness that a problem even potentially exists. So some people, many people, all of us in some respect are out here living our lives and we've been doing it for so long, we don't even know that it's a problem. And so a lot of times marketing starts with, here's a situation, and what you didn't know is it could be like this, right? And then suddenly drawing that contrast, and people can say, wait a second, my car doesn't have to stink. I can hang a little freshener, and that'll be, my problem is solved, right? I don't have to feel this
I didn't really notice that it was the car stinking that I didn't want anyone in my car.
I didn't want to give my buddy a ride. Yeah, you see, I've got a date, and I didn't even think about it, and she gets in, or he gets in, whatever your speed is, and they give you a funny look. And it's like, I didn't know this was a problem because I've been driving in this car. It sounds like a very specific personal story. My point is...
Isn't it always?
Trees and the off your window?
It's got a problem.
You've got a lot of air fresheners.
What's going on with all the air fresheners? So, I think that it is about connecting more deeply with the emotion, right? Like that's the first piece. First, we buy on emotion. Before we make the final purchasing decision, we use logic to justify. So once we've like felt like we're going to do a thing, then we start making up all the reasons in our head about why it makes sense. We start, you see what I'm saying? You have that like internal like Q&A almost, like, well, pros and cons. And if we're bought in enough emotionally, we will find reasons why it makes sense. We will
You
justify.
can find validation for whatever you're looking for,
Yeah.
right?
So the question is, are you using emotion in your marketing? And even bigger question, a little bit of a like a self-assessment question, how are you being manipulated by marketing? See if you can notice it.
I don't mind being manipulated by marketing. People, it's like when they're serving you ads and things. I actually like targeted ads that are like, that way I'm not littered with all this stuff that doesn't apply to me. And there are things that are specifically coming to me because I have searched
A particular
some
thing,
term
right?
or something, and then I'm being served this. And am I weird? I actually want to be served the stuff that,
That pertains to you.
Yeah.
Sure, absolutely. No, I don't think that's odd at all. I mean, I think that makes a lot of sense that you would only want to see the stuff that pertains, because there's so much noise out there. And that's the whole point, is us trying to figure out, how do you target the people that you're trying to talk to and get around all of that noise. And so they're paying attention to you instead of the 15 other ads running in the background. No, I think it makes a lot of sense.
So the negative stigma that I experience with that is like a privacy kind of vibe.
Right.
Like, okay, yes, it's true, I'm into video stuff. So ads about cool little attachments that will save me time and stress, that connect to my camera and hold a microphone, that's gonna work for me. I find it interesting. I can look at it and like see the value in it. But at the same time, I like to pretend like I'm making my own decisions and I'm not being influenced.
oh, true.
And so there's like that's the like
maybe
what do they call
I just
it?
don't think
Cognitive
I'm really not bothered. I don't know. I'm
like,
not
go ahead.
bothered by privacy. Like,
I mean, I'm not. It's not
all
like
your cookies and stuff being hidden. Like, I just don't know that really bothers me. So some of my IT friends, some of our cybersecurity people, hey, tell us why we should be a little bit more concerned.
Oh God, no, don't do that.
Or don't. We don't want
Tell
to.
us, drop it in the comments. I want to know. Like, let me, bring my awareness to why I need to care.
No, don't. You're stressed out all the time. All the time would be this. That would stress
They're
out
like,
at midnight.
Alexa's always listening,
Don't
and I'm
you
like,
know?
but I don't say anything interesting, so it doesn't. I don't care.
That's what she thinks. Okay. How about this one? So here's an interesting idea. So what's one thing a small business can do tomorrow to build trust online, based on the idea that trust is currency and customers won't buy
All
if
right.
they don't feel.
So we're going
They
into
feel
number
safe.
2. We're going into trust is currency.
Yeah. And so
This
what's-
goes back to visibility, credibility, profitability.
Yes, and the idea that I come back to a lot of times, especially in like how can we add value to a viewer, is like, what's something that someone can actually do, rather than it just being like, here's what I think, here's what I think, here's what I think. What can you do right now? You run a dry cleaner, you run a restaurant, a local restaurant. What's something they can do tomorrow to improve their credibility online?
What if they looked up what the most common pain points are around dry cleaning, and then just posted something very transparent about that particular subject, right?
So I think it has to do with not always feeling like that cheesy salesperson and not always feeling like you're trying to push your product or your service on somebody. It's creating credibility through industry knowledge, through knowledge of problems, and this is how you could solve it. And maybe not drawing the direct line to, hey, we do that, but saying, hey, I'm going to provide you a reason to want to come to my page, and I'm not going to feel like I'm always pushing something. I'm going to provide something else other than the cheesy car salesperson.
Yeah,
to
buy
you.
now.
Yeah.
Something other
Something
than just
different
buy
than-
now, buy now,
Here-
buy
here-
now.
Here's an interesting idea. So for clarity, creative safe zone. I'm just gonna like
Okay,
spit out some
sure,
ideas here.
we'll try.
So I always heard that one of the best ways to build trust really quickly is to make some kind of promise, a commitment, something simple. This is for like networking, hand-to-hand combat networking when you're out in the community, and then keep that promise. So telling somebody, hey, I'm gonna follow up with you, and then like when you leave the event, you go out to your car and you like send them a text and you're like, hey, it was a great meeting or whatever. Let's connect.
That's like
Like
you said you were going to
you said you
do
were
it,
gonna-
you did it.
So
you're a notch up.
Just like that, because there's people all day long saying, I'm going to do this thing, and then they don't do it. So as a business, what can
Yeah.
you do from a digital standpoint? You could, and this is something that you could do that is accessible to many businesses, right, with a low barrier of entry. You could run an ad, and it's not to sell something. It's just like, almost like an engagement ad. And it could say, like, what's, one thing that has, that you've sent to the dry cleaner that got ruined. Or something like that. Comment below, and like we'll respond back with some, I don't know what, and then respond.
Well, I think that helps to establish the visibility you were talking about, because if you have consistency in posting, which I think is a great way to establish, is like brand awareness. If you see a cleaner's ad every single week, the same day, the same time, roundabout, and you're consistently seeing them all the time, and then you're seeing their sign when you're driving down and somebody's talking about it or they're sharing their post, the more you see that cleaner's brand and face and name and message, the more you're going to start to trust them, because they're everywhere, or they're related to, things that you trust already, or they're posting all the time, and you're really starting to create a brand awareness. I had this conversation with somebody at lunch earlier, and she's going to start, running for a particular office. And the thing is, I told her, I said, you need to start putting your messages out there now. Get your face and your brand out there now, because when you're time to actually campaign, you want people to know who you are.
Yeah.
You want people to already have a relationship with you, already feel connected to you, and already go, hey, I really like that person, and I like what they stand for. And then now you're trying to campaign for something particular, right?
Yes. Okay, so the amount of times you show up in front of somebody, you meaning your brand, your face, if it's a small business and your face is part of the brand, like 7 to 12 times to build enough trust for them to make a decision. But I want to just drive the point home. If you run an ad and you make a commitment in the ad to respond in the comments or to do a thing,
And then you do it.
and you got to do it.
Yeah.
Because if you say you're going to do a thing and you don't do it, you're breaking your word. But if you can get it set up right, you're killing two birds with one stone. You get the
You know what
visibility and the
makes me
credibility.
think of something kind of easy, and this is more in the networking world. What's something easy that you could do when you're meeting somebody? Hey, are you on LinkedIn? I'm going to reach out to you on LinkedIn and make a connection. How that will be fantastic, because now you actually can stay connected with them, and you've followed up and done what you said you were going to do. And then also, it's not creepy when they get the invite from you, because you've already said, hey, I'd love to connect with you, and you've almost kind of gotten permission.
Yeah, I'll probably eat my words one day, but I just am not on LinkedIn, guys. Not I'm on LinkedIn, but like me, I'm just not like
Lucas,
actively.
you are on LinkedIn, because Rocket City Momentum
I know
is
that.
on
I'm
LinkedIn.
just saying, I'm not like me personally when I go and think about.
Are
like,
you on
connecting.
social media, period?
Yes, of course. Yeah, definitely.
It's definitely on TikTok.
So I would say LinkedIn is the more professional social media. So maybe you're just not very professional.
Oh, point received. Well, maybe I'll just I'll just send them my link to my MySpace page instead. I just go straight to the phone.
What's your platform of choice?
For business, like networking, I go to Facebook. And try. I am also.
Are you over 40?
I'm not.
See, because that's the other thing that is kind of prevalent right now, is you ask a younger person about Facebook,
Instagram.
and they say, so what do you know about somebody who's on Facebook? And the first thing they say is, that they're over 40.
Well, I hear a lot of people talk about Instagram, that they get a lot of results on Instagram, they post a lot on Instagram. I even have people talk about they get better responses from the same post on Instagram than they do on Facebook. And so I feel like Instagram is kind of like the go-to platform right now.
Which
for
is
a
funny.
particular audience.
It just depends on who your audience is, and that goes back to your clarity piece, right? Like, where are the people that have the problem that you solve hanging out, and that's where you need to be hanging out.
Sure.
Right?
Yes. For micro businesses, it can be tough to just because. Okay. Identify with yourself. Create content that you would engage with, and more than if you're small. I'm talking like solo or 1 or 2 main crew kind of deal. You're going to wind up connecting with people, right? Like at that level, you don't need to be on every platform. That can be overwhelming and confusing and frustrating. Better to just go towards, and I say that because I am more familiar with Facebook. I spend more time on Facebook. I've run ads on Facebook. I've done business on Facebook and personal stuff on Facebook. And so because of that, I find it easy to get on there and start connecting and engaging and doing that connection. Whereas LinkedIn, I go on it when I have to. It's that. So because of that, because of I'm less familiar with it, I don't, and, it's work to me. It's a pain. And so, yeah, I know we got a call right now. It's right now.
Can we pause it? Can we just,
No, it's okay. Well, let's just,
he's calling.
let's wrap it up. Take the call. Go. We'll wrap up.
Hello?
This is what it's like running a business. When you run a business, you gotta run the business 24/7.
You answer when the client calls.
That's exactly right. All right. Okay. We'll pick this up next month actually. So we do once a month filming, and then we use the long form and chop up some short form, and we create a whole thing out of it, so that we have media for the whole month, at least a baseline of media, and then anything we create beyond that. TikToks. You've got a TikTok idea for today. I'm
Yes,
so excited
I do.
to
Super excited
make
about
something
it.
fun. It's just icing on the cake. Okay.
And that's things we do for our clients as well, right?
That's right. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the whole idea is like, how can we create content in a way that's fun, exciting, engaging, and
Shows people what we do.
and yeah, shows people what we do. Okay, you guys have a great one. Thanks for joining us for what's it called? Lights, camera, traction, with the Lucas, the lovely Jennifer, and Dana, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace out.